people uh have started incorporating like delivery, like HelloFresh, and people have been uh getting delivered foods. Do you think that it's healthy, or should they stop using that?
Well, it just comes down to the foods that you're selecting.
Hmm.
So I work with several meal prep companies, and they can be fantastic. They use real whole fresh zucchini and then fresh ingredients and fresh, etc. And they just make the meal for you and they deliver it fresh. They make it a couple of days before, and it's cared for and stored well, and it's real avocados. And that can be perfectly healthy if you're using the meal delivery services to get Domino's delivered to you.
Hmm.
What do you expect?
Yeah.
So there's lots of meal prep. I would actually say this in Orange County specifically, since I'm sure this is where most of your listeners are. There's
Hmm.
a whole lot of meal prep services that use really high quality ingredients, and they tailor it if you're keto, if you're vegetarian, if you want all organic, and they're using whole foods. You can see the macros, so how much protein, how many calories, or other things, and they're somewhat reasonably priced depending on the ones, and they'll deliver it to you twice a week, so they're pretty fresh. It's a good time to do something like that
Hmm.
um, if you can afford it.
Yeah. uh, I also wanted to ask you what your thoughts are on sugar. Like, is sugar the same as every other food? As long as you eat it in moderation, it's good for you?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on what you mean by sugar.
Just like, a lot of store-bought goods that are packaged have a lot
Mhm.
of sugar in them.
So
Uh,
you're referring to exogenously added sugar.
yeah.
Okay, because people get really confused when you say sugar. They confuse that with carbohydrates in general, which
Mhm.
those are not the same thing. And they confuse that with things like, oh, there's a lot of sugar in fruit, therefore we're going to eat fruit. So the way I can tell you is this: just eat foods in their natural state. If you're doing what I said a few minutes ago, which is eating the real whole foods,
Mhm.
you don't have to worry about this problem, right? So unless you're taking a straw, cutting a hole in the watermelon and dumping sugar in there, the sugars that are in fruits and vegetables and the sugars that are in potatoes, those are not a problem at all.
Yeah.
Even the added sugars are really not that much of a problem for um, for people that are very physically active. Now, the vast majority of people are not. So in
Mhm.
those particular cases, you don't need to be getting a bag of sugar and adding it to your food.
Yeah.
If you do that in moderation, it's probably fine as long as you are trying to stay somewhat physically active in your house. But if not, it's an easy thing to cut out if you're just eating whole real foods. So do not avoid carbohydrates. Don't avoid real whole foods that quote unquote have sugar in them. That's totally fine. But you don't need to probably be going out of your way to be buying bags of sugar and adding it to your tea
Yeah.
or adding it to your oatmeal to make the oatmeal taste better having brown sugar. Those things are just not needed.
Mhm.
Unless it's just like a little sprinkling here and there, then it's probably just fine.
Okay.
But
Uh,
there's no specific mechanism. It's not poison. It's not it's not, it's not that bad for
mhm.
you.
Okay. Uh,
Now,
what do you
sorry, on that, one thing that it is probably important to do is most of us, myself included, probably need to take down our food consumption a little bit right now
Mhm.
because we're probably a lot less physically active than we have been. So, because you're not burning as many calories, you probably need to eat a little bit less calories as well. So, bring that down however you'd like, but that's all you have to really do.